Well, first off, I'd like to start off with an apology. I didn't have a model in place to model the new Springbok jersey, but this is it. This is what it looks like. And fortunately for you at home, I'm not alone because Alma's also donning the brand new Bok kit, so it'll probably look a lot better on her than it will on me. But so much to talk about because we've got not just one, not two, but three guests on tonight's show. And that's partly because in under 100 days, in 99 days' time, the IRB Women's Rugby World Cup will kick off. And, well, that was announced yesterday. The 100-day count-off began yesterday, of course. So two of our guests from there. And we'll also have a guest from the Sharks and also on to round 11 of Vodacom Super Rugby action. And to talk through all of that this week on our panel, Warren Brosnahan and Kaunda Ndunja joining us. Gentlemen, absolutely a pleasure to have you back on. Yep, and obviously quite a lot to talk about, as I've mentioned. And there was a massive topic which arose from last week. And I think I'd like to talk about the skill levels of South African rugby players, and we'll certainly talk about that. But from a South African point of view, Bros, it's not looking too good in Super Rugby, is it?
Well, it's not, and we haven't had the results. And when you go and look at the total games or the log points and you tally them all up, it's not looking pretty for South Africa. Yes, we've got the Sharks that are doing very, very well, but I feel we're in this period of almost flux or transition. We've had a lot of players that left last year. We've had a lot of injuries from a lot of our franchises, from the Stormers, the Sharks, but they've managed to handle that pretty well with guys like Lambie and Zalinger going out injured. And the Bulls have been unlucky with some of the results that haven't gone their way. The skill levels, I think you're alluding to what Nick Mallett mentioned, and he does have a point. We tend to drift across. We're not running straight. We tend to want to run towards the space instead of passing and putting someone into space. And it's something we've got to work at, and we've seen it coming through in some of our games. But you know, there are still positives there, and I mean the fact that the Sharks are still flying their flag, they've still got to travel. They've got a few games left at home, so they're still going to get tested. Yeah,
one of the things we'll certainly ask Jacques Bourtis about. But Kaunda, just talking about tying in with what Warren has to say, and we've spoken about injuries, we've spoken about on Boots and all, the number of players that are leaving South Africa. It's not going to change. We have to find the solution.
No, it won't change, X, but at the same time, let's look across at New Zealand, Australia. Similar situations are happening there. I mean, Aaron Cruden, he's the chief star player. He comes off injured for a month or weeks or whatever. Anscombe comes on, and he's amazing. Yeah. So, I mean, we need to be able to adapt, and we need to actually use our players to the best of their capabilities.
Well, that's certainly food for thought in the build-up to 2015 Rugby World Cup, and news just in today. Franco van der Merwe, the latest to join that list of people going overseas, Bros.
Another big loss, and it's we're hemorrhaging players, and we complain about the standard of our rugby, but we're losing these players overseas. It becomes very difficult for coaches and national coaches to prepare when players are leaving our country. We've got to find the character to hold them. Yeah,
they had Johan Miller, who served his retirement there, but not long after he was selected for the Springboks. Likewise, Franco, not long after he was selected for the Boks. So one of those guys you kind of want to have around in case.
Want him.
But there's no incentive for the players to stay because they're still going to play for the Springboks anyway, whether they're playing overseas or playing locally. I mean,
and you can't compete against 15 to the Euro or 17
to the guy's going to earn so much yen, and he's still going to play for the Boks anyway.
Okay, well, we've reached the end of the show, and never enough time to fight out all of these little points. But very quickly, time for the predictions. Blues against Waratahs. Kick it off. One word.
Waratahs.
Folau Waratahs.
Waratahs, I'll go with them away from home. Brumbies at home to the Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Tough game. Home side, Brumbies.
I'll go Brumbies as well for that one, surprisingly. Sharks against Highlanders. Friday game.
You can't ask me that question. Got to go for the Sharks.
He's not going to say Highlanders.
Sharks, definitely.
Alma?
Sharks.
Sharks. That's a pretty clear one. Hurricanes against Reds.
I think the Hurricanes are looking good. I think the Hurricanes are going to do it.
Hurricanes are at home.
Bob called this the unpickable pick.
Yeah,
unpickable pick.
I think Hurricanes are home side again.
And yeah, Hurricanes, I'll go with them as well. Force against the Bulls. It's another one which might be tough to call. Force Bulls.
I'm going for the Bulls. They've got to win a game on tour, and this is the one. It's going to be difficult.
Breaks my heart to say this, but I think it's going to be a force.
I think the Bulls are going to put everything on the line. They need this win. Psychologically, they need it.
Kaunda, you break my heart, man. I'm going Bulls this one. Cheetah Stormers to wrap up the weekend.
Wow, that is the unpickable pick for me, but I'll go for
the team that scores more tries.
It's so difficult, that one.
Oh, Stormers, Cheetahs. It's not a Potjikos that I'm looking forward to. But I think I'll say Stormers.
The Stormers have the defence.